Hi, I'm SherylObryan, and this is my report for Human Services Counseling 511 Group Dynamics. Some key facts about my meeting. We met Sunday, April 14th, 2019, during the Sunday school hour, approximately 11:30 to 12:30. Well, I was told we would have an hour. It turned out to be about 45 minutes after the opening exercises for the entire teen program. We met in a Sunday school classroom equipped with chairs and small tables for writing. After entering the room, we moved the chairs and tables around till we were in an oval configuration. There were 8 participants, 6 high school students and 2 adults, the youth pastor and his wife. All participated in a missions trip to Guatemala during their spring break in March. Before this, I was acquainted with the youth pastor, but for all intents and purposes, I was a stranger to most of the participants. The purpose of this meeting was to provide the team with a debrief of their trip. We did not divert from our purpose. After rearranging the chairs, I briefly introduced myself, told them my name, my missions experience, my experience as a debriefer, and offered a personal debrief to anyone who felt like they needed it later. I asked if any of them remembered studying yellow journalism in school. None of them did. So I talked about sensational headlines, and then I passed around a cup with sensational headlines I had pulled from internet archives of actual newspapers. They each pulled a headline from the cup, and we did a round of reading their headline. Men's head explodes in barber chair. News reporter eaten alive by 90-foot dinosaur. We did a little bit of laughing too. Next, I gave them strips of poster board. And I asked them to write a sensational headline for one day of their trip on one side of the poster board, and another sensational headline for the whole trip that was personal on the other side. Here's some of their headlines. Not what I thought it would be. Eyes opened, life changed to a new perspective. Mom receives medicine for her 3 kids. Church gathers in 3 walls. Next, I introduced them to the backpack exercise. I talked about how after a trip, we need to unpack our backpacks and how our minds are like backpacks. When we unpack, we need to decide what category to put things in. We can throw things in the trash. We can refill or replace it before our next trip. We can keep the thing as a memory and look at it once in a while, but don't carry it around to have it a moment's notice. Or we can keep it and carry it around with us, ready to use as soon as we can reach in and grab it. To practice making these decisions, we passed around my backpack so everyone could pull something out and categorize it. Then we made a switch to their mental backpacks. I passed out stacks of 3x5 cards to everyone and asked them to write a name, a word, or a phrase that would be meaningful to them about the trip, and to fill up as many as they could. After 8 to 10 minutes of writing, I had them take a break. I put a small trash can in the middle of the circle, and I gave each one of them a paper bag. I asked them to sort through their cards and categorize them. Those that needed to go in the trash should get put in the trash can. Those that they wanted to keep either for a memory or to have readily available should go inside the bag. Those that indicated something that needed something to be replaced or refilled should be made into a checklist on the outside of the bag. After a few minutes of categorizing, I asked if anyone was willing to share 1 or 2 of the things they wrote and where they would put it. As they shared their things, I often deepened the individual's focus by asking if they would say a little more about what or why they chose that thing. We did that until we had only 3 minutes left. At that point, I asked their permission to share their headlines on this video. Then I prayed for them and the people they encountered in Guatemala. Everyone participated throughout all the exercises. When they were sharing where they categorized things, one girl did not volunteer any information. The youth leader pressed her for a little to share. Before I could jump in, she said, "This is my stuff. I get to decide where it goes and what I say." I affirmed her in her choice. Everyone seemed fine with that stance. All in all, everyone participated fully. No one refused to join any of the exercises. All things considered, I think I hit a home run leading this group. I went in prepared for the session, both mentally and with the teaching aids I used. I think it went really well. The biggest problem was using the first 10 to 15 minutes of our time together for the whole group, youth group. It threw off my mental timeline of how I planned for the hour to go. In the end, I adjusted, and I don't think they ever had a clue. The feedback I received was minimal but encouraging. In the middle of the backpack exercise, one of the guys said, "Wow, you're really good at this," and the others agreed. At the church's Maundy Thursday service, the youth pastor found me, thanked me for the debrief, and told me that some of the kids had talked to him during the week and all agreed that it was helpful and powerful for them. I don't think I would have done anything differently that was in my power to do. If I were omnipotent, I could have found a way to get the time lost. It was great to be able to use my knowledge, skills, and abilities to serve a group at my church. It has been a long time since I worked with monocultural teens. I enjoyed it. Bringing my debriefing skills and missions experience into a church setting was new and encouraging. Hearing that I had a positive impact makes me want to look for more opportunities to serve in this way. I'm accustomed to working with a very specific population, missionaries and their children. Not everything I do with them is transferable to a broader population. If I were interested in working with a broader population, I would need more practice with a non-mission community. Between my time in the classroom and my time as a trainer and debriefer, I feel my group skills are sharp. However, I know that there is always more to learn and my skills can always be sharpened. Thank you for the push to pursue a group experience slightly outside my norm.